Hello and welcome back, everyone. Scootsy16 here with another episode of the Super Mega World Series, and we've made it through the bracket once already. Each team has played, and it has been interesting to say the least. Some crazy games, some very competitive games, and then one big blowout victory against my Chicago Dogs. Very unfortunate outcome in that last one, but we are back to the top of the bracket, and we will be watching the Apollos face off against the Soultakers for another game. This time we will see Wes Yogurt, the number 6 draft pick for the Apollos, facing off against the Soultakers number 4 pick, Winnie Noel. So we're going to head right into this matchup, get the suggested lineup set up. Brickhouse in the DH spot, followed by Teresa Ketchum at catcher. We'll have Oakley Stiffs in the right in right field, Guns Jackman at shortstop. Rip Dingers is locked in. He will be playing third base. We'll see Morton Stanberg in left, followed by Perry Quaker at first, Jose Tremendo in center, and then we will see Annabella Stokes get the start at second base to round out that order. So for the Soultakers, we'll watch Snag Roper, lead things off. No speed whatsoever, but he's got that really good contact. So we'll see if that ends up paying off or it ends up becoming a detriment for the Soultakers. Then we'll have Jeb Jumps in the DH role. That's pretty much where he should be. We'll see Hieronymus Jackson in center field. He was the big hitter in the last game with the walk-off home run. Grunt Manley at first base, a cleanup hitter there. Bloop Michaels drops down to the 5 spot, playing second base. We'll see Buck Swiner in left field, followed by Henry Hamster at third, Frank Battery at catcher, and then Juan Rojas will be in right field for Winnie Noel and the Soultakers. Go ahead and head back out to Colonial Plaza. We'll see a night game here, and we saw the Georgia Soultakers with a walk-off home run to win it in Game 1. We'll see what happens in Game 2. The Apollos have talked about avoiding going to their bullpen at all costs. So we'll see if Wes Yogurt can go the distance in this one. Remember, these are 6-inning games. Now, a pitcher that can go the distance easily, if she is able to pitch successfully, is Winnie Noel, the workhorse. She'll face off against Tier 2 ace exterminator Stockton Brickhouse, who had a very quiet and disappointing game in the first time out. Did not get a hit. He'll take strike one here. Winnie Noel with a Tier 2 workhorse. Winnie is a freebooter ace, facing off against Stockton Brickhouse here. Big hitter. We'll see if he can make it here in a full count, fouling one off. Stockton was the 11th round pick. Freebooter versus freebooter here. And freebooter wins as Winnie Noel will strike out. Stockton Brickhouse will lose mojo. And now we'll turn to Teresa Ketchum with Tier 2 Mind Gamer. That against Winnie Noel will have a somewhat of an impact on her accuracy. Gets a first pitch strike, so it doesn't seem to be hurting her too much. Ball inside and then low, so make this a 2-1 count. And Ketchum will foul one back, so we'll make it even 2-2. And Ketchum down the left field line is just foul, tailed away as it was heading over the line. And this one pushed into right field. It's going to ground through the first base, second base hole and into right field for a 1-out base hit. And speaking of freebooters, here's another one. Oakley Stiff, the 5th round pick, will come up with Tier 3 contact versus righties, Tier 2 bad ball hitter. 2-0 count here. Catch him on first with not much speed. Brushback pitch. Warning shot to the her teammate, and then she ends up walking him. So now 2 on with 1 out for RBI hero. Tier 3 RBI hero for Guns Jackman here. Very, very scary attributes for him right now, and Winnie Noel has to be very careful. Another freebooter in Guns Jackman. Swinging through that one, a 1-2 count. Not much speed on the bases at all. Takes a ball low. Winnie trying to get out of this one, has to be careful, and it's not going to happen as Guns Jackman will get this one out. This one lands into the, I don't even know what you call that section over there in right field. And that is going to be the big shot to break this one open starting early. The Guns Jackman and the Apollos will take a 3-0 lead here in the top of the first inning. Bottom of the top of the first. Yeah, what am I talking about? And Rip Dingers, who also has a home run in this tournament in game 1, will come up to the plate. Fouls one off there. Tier 1 low pitch. Doesn't make good contact. Doesn't make good contact there either. 2-2. Winnie will give up a base hit up the middle, so Jackson gets it in, but that's I think 4 consecutive base runners reaching base, and not a good start for Winnie Noel, and it kind of reminds us of what we saw from Jovita Pulo. She is tense right now. Pitch number 30 on the way with only 1 out. Again, not much speed over there at first base. Morton Stanberg, with a ground ball at somebody, could get a double play, but instead he strikes out swinging, and he'll lose mojo there. So Winnie Noel recovering a bit. Now with 2 outs and a runner on first, here comes Perry Quaker. No pressure right now. She's still tense. And we'll pull one down the third baseline. Henry Hamster, easy toss to first to end the inning finally, but Winnie Noel is not going to start things off very well. She falls behind 3-0. Huge Guns Jackman 3-run homer, and that's exactly why you bring him on, for his offense, and he had paid off for them there. So here comes number 6th round pick, Wes Yogurt, the 3-pitch starter from the Wild Pigs. Will get a grounder from Annabella Stokes over to first for out number 1. Now here comes 12th round pick Jeb Jumps. Jeb of the Hot Corners had 2 hits in the last game. He shatters his bat. Diving for it is Wes Yogurt, not able to get to it, but Annabella Stokes is there to back him up, and that's out number 2. So 2 grounders to second. Good start here for Wes. And now Hieronymus Jackson, who had a huge day, 1 home run and 4 RBIs, batted 1,000. And he'll dribble one, but behind the plate as Teresa Ketchum gets it out of play. 1-2 count here. Wes will induce a grounder. This time missing the play is Annabella Stokes, and she ends up getting it to first, but not in time, as Hieronymus Jackson will reach on an infield single there. Probably an error, actually. We'll have to check that one in between innings here. Wes with a four-seam cut fastball and a changeup, so not a lot of action on his pitches, but he does have a Tier 2 elite changeup. Grunt Manley comes up, yet to get a hit, does not have RBI Hero activated. He'll ground it hard to Rip Dingers, and that's an easy play for him to end the inning. So not too much happening there. It does not count as an error, so Hieronymus Jackson with another base hit, keeping his batting average at 1,000. And here comes 12th round pick Jose Tremendo of the Apollos to lead things off here in the top of the second. The number 8 hitter from the Moose will fall behind 1-2. Winnie Noel hoping to get a quick recovery in the second inning. We'll get a grounder to short. Snag Roper, easy toss to first for out number 1. Annabella Stokes was very busy in the last inning, but she did not get much done at the plate I think she was at second in the first game. I'm going off of a little bit of memory here, so you'll have to forgive me, but Annabella Stokes of the Herbivores falls behind 1-2. Fouls one off there, and you'll see Winnie Noel already over 40 pitches, but she gets the pop-up here behind the plate, and Frank Battery will catch that one easily for out number 2. So quick 2 outs in the top of the second, and she's starting to recover, but we'll have to see what she does against Stockton Brickhouse, who did strike out in his first at-bat of the day. Falls behind 0-2 very quickly. He is tense now, but still has A6 Terminator activated. 2 quick balls, and it's even. And there's ball 3 low, so working the count full again. And a pop-up, this one in on the hands, and it'll be an easy pop-up to Bloop Michaels at second base. A little bloop to second base for out number 3. So a nice quick inning for Winnie Noel. So Good recovery there, but she is still in bad shape overall. We'll see Bloop Michaels, the number 5 hitter, come up at with Tier 2 Rally Starter activated. Only activates with nobody on and with the team in a deficit. Swings at one and misses that. He also has Tier 2 Bad Ball Hitter. 1-2 count, and he gets a bad ball there, but he's just ahead of it, and it pulls foul. Inside for ball 2, and Bloop will swing way late on that fastball at 93 miles an hour. I believe that was his cutter, and that's going to be strike 3 for out number 1. Buck Swiner, the 13th round pick from the Moose, comes up with Tier 3 Volatile, and he blasts one into right center field. One hops the wall, bounces straight to Jose Tremendo. Cannon arm does activate, and just ahead of the tag is Buck Swiner with a big double there. And with one out, getting things going with a good runner in scoring position. And Henry Hamster whiffs right through that changeup. Then takes strike 2, excuse me. And that one gets over the glove. Perry Quakefer into the corner, tailing away from Oakley Stiffs. 1 run scores easily, and that is a big double there. So they trade places at second base. And now Frank Battery will come up. Henry Hamster coming through for his team, and he'll stand on second with great speed. Still a good arm behind the plate and catch him. Frank Battery with Tier 2 Durable. That's going to keep him behind the plate very often. He also has Tier 1 Base Jogger. He's not known... I guess he's got pretty good speed for a catcher. 0-2 count. And he batted 500 in the last game. Pretty decent day. He'll swing way late on that one, way high in the zone as well for strike 3. So 2 strikeouts here between these doubles. And here comes Juan Rojas, number 9 hitter for the Soultakers. We'll take strike 1. 1 for 3 in the last game. Swings through strike 2. So Wes Yogurt, not a whole lot of action. Holy shit, Juan Rojas to deep center field, and that one's going to get out of here about 2 or 3 rows deep, and Juan Rojas will tie the ball game at 3 apiece. And I know one boy is pissed right now as Wes Yogurt has allowed the Soultakers to get right back in this one. Big hit there for the Soultakers as that one's been reaped and sent into the Shadow Realm. And now here comes Snag Roper. So we move ourselves back to the top of the lineup. And Snag sends one to deep center field. I don't think this one's going to carry enough. Right up against the wall. Jose Tremendo will catch that one step away from the wall to end the inning. But a big 3-run inning for the Soultakers. And it gets us to a tie game heading into the top of the 3rd. So we got a lot of game left to play. But this one's getting really interesting already, and I know if you're a fan of the Apollos, you're probably dreading seeing that bullpen after what happened in the last game. Ketchum will ground to 3rd, Hamster over to Manley, out number 1. That's 5-3 in the scorecard there. Oakley Stiffs worked a walk in his last at-bat, still has Tier 3 contact versus righties activated. Tier 2 bad ball hitter as well. We'll take strike 1. Ball stays low. Winnie at about 55 pitches right here, and that's a foul one, so 2-2. So she's at about half stamina. Oakley Stiff sends one into left field, but right to Buck Swiner for out number 2. And here's the man of the hour for the Apollos. Guns Jackman had a 3-run shot in his first at-bat earlier in this game, and that was a big difference maker up until this last half inning. And now he'll see if he can maybe extend the lead. He has already got 2 home runs on the tournament in 2 games. He'll ground to Bloop Michaels at second base, and that it's easy out number 3. So another clean inning for Winnie Noel. 1-2-3 through the 1-2-3 hitters. And now she will head back to the dugout and sit down for a few minutes, seeing if her offense can keep the momentum going against tense Wes Yogurt. Jeb Jumps will take strike 1 before swinging at a ball and dribbling it in front of the mound. Coming off is Wes Yogurt, and he'll get his mojo back as he tosses to first. So he'll feel a little bit better, but has to face off against Hieronymus Jackson now, who is locked in. Tier 3 outside pitch. Get a ball inside. And there's an outside pitch, but he's well ahead of it and pulls a foul. And another outside pitch, pushed foul this time. 1-2 count. And Hieronymus staying alive with a foul there. Swings through strike 3, so Wes Yogurt finally manages to get Hieronymus Jackson out. This first time in this tournament so far, as he has been incredible up until that strikeout. So here comes Grunt Manley with the bases empty and 2 outs, whiffing through the changeup for strike 1. Fouls one back, falls behind 0-2 very quickly, and another foul there. Wes Yogurt over 40 pitches now. And he'll get strike 3 called. Grunt Manley. You could see he grunted Manley there. I don't know. That was a Manley grunt as he took strike 3. I don't know, something with his name. You know what I'm trying to do here. Here comes Rip Dingers, locked in. Base hit following that Guns Jackman home run, and he'll get another base hit, slaps it to right field. Hard hit for Rip Dingers, and he'll stay hot. He reaches first base to start this inning, and Morton Steinberg, the opposite of hot, freezing cold as he is tense. After striking out in his last at-bat, has yet to reach base. First round pick for the Apollos. He finally capitalizes. He'll get his mojo back as he gets a base hit to right field, and we'll have 2 on and nobody out. For Perry Quaker, Tier 3 clutch is currently at high pressure, so you'll see his attributes boosted. We'll see if that helps him out here in this at-bat. Winnie Noel is getting tired. She's up to 63 pitches. She's missing the plate right now, 2-0 count. And oh my goodness, right over the glove of Snag Roper. Hieronymus Jackson will come up throwing, not the strongest arm in the outfield, and the run will score from second base. Another runner reaches third base from first, and that's going to be an RBI single for who was just up? Oh my gosh. Kendra Kerr will come in to replace Winnie Noel, so she gets pulled here in the top of the 4th inning. And not what you want to see from your workhorse. Kendra Kerr will have to do some extra work, the 16th round pick from the Wild Pigs. And Jose Tremendo will foul one off, 2-2 count, and he sends one deep left field. This one's got enough, and it's going to get out of here. A moonshot for the Apollos, a 3-run homer for the Houston Apollos. Pushes this Jose Tremendo 7-3. And the offense is back for the spacemen here. The Apollos will push this to 7-3. Kendra Kerr will be credited with just one of those earned runs, the home run. And the other 2 will go to Winnie Noel. So she ends her day giving up 6 earned runs. And another base hit will keep the line moving for the Apollos as Kendra Kerr cannot get an out. And we saw Annabella Stokes get a base hit and get her mojo back. And now here comes Stockton Brickhouse looking to try and do the same. Kendra Kerr, it comes in as a B+, so that means no Ace Exterminator activated, not bailing him out on that tense mojo in this one. Great great legs over there at first base. Good speed. And a strikeout, so Kendra Kerr finally gets an out here. Out number 1 is a strikeout to Stockton Brickhouse, still having a very bad tournament so far. And Teresa Ketchum 1 for 2. Kendra Kerr is tense. She's also being affected by that Tier 2 Mind Gamer, and it helps Teresa Ketchum, but unfortunately she has bad luck as it lines straight to Hieronymus Jackson there in center field. And that'll be out number 2. Oakley Stiffs 0 for 1 with a walk. Batting .250 on the tournament here. We'll still have the Tier 3 contact versus righties. We'll see if he runs into a bad ball as well. We'll take a ball inside. Runner takes off for second base. Frank Battery will come up and get the runner tagged out just in time. Good throw from the catcher as he pops out of the crouch, gets it over to, I believe, Bloop Michaels, who slaps the tag and gets them out of the inning. So Annabella Stokes will lose her mojo once again as she gets out at second base, and the at-bat will reset the next time he comes up. Bloop Michaels gets underneath this one, and it's going to die out there in center field. And Jose Tremendo catches that big homer from Jose Tremendo to put this at a 7-3 lead for the Apollos. Now they're just hoping that Wes Yogurt can get a little bit further into this one before having to dip into the bullpen. And Buck Swiner will ground to second base for out number 2. So 2 quick outs for Wes Yogurt will help him out. Now Henry Hamster will come up 1 for 1 with a double and an RBI. With 2 outs, Wes gets a call on the top of the zone for strike 1. That one stays at the bottom of the zone for strike 2, using that changeup. And a diving attempt for Perry Quaker, but not even close. And strike 3 swinging. Henry Hamster chases out of the zone, and Wes Yogurt gets through another clean inning. So that will put this into the 5th inning. The Apollo's up 7-3. Oakley Stiffs gets his at-bat reset, as he was standing in the box when Annabella Stokes got caught stealing. Kendrick Kerr still tense, excuse me. We'll see what Oakley Stiffs can do. He seems to be off on his timing. Not really sure what pitches he's seeing right now. 1-2 count as he fouls one just past the first base bag. Another foul. And Kerr will dish him up one at the top of the zone. And that one's going to die right at the warning track. Hieronymus Jackson with a nice track down there in center field. He is not the fastest guy in the outfield by any means, but he was able to get to that one in time as it hung up just too long. Here comes Guns Jackman. Grounded out in his last at-bat. The 3-run homer in the first inning, still getting the crowd excited as he comes up to the plate. 3-1 count, and Guns Jackman just misses it. So that's 2 very loud outs as this one flies out to center. Easy play for Hieronymus Jackson, and Kendra Kerr has to be careful as she is letting a few of those balls just get too close to the middle of the strike zone. And if she's not careful, she gets her mojo back, but Rip Dingers, oh, what a play from Blute Michaels. I think that was a bullshit call. Oh no, Blute Michaels dives for that. I don't know how it doesn't hit the ground, and it gravitates towards his glove for out number 3. So Rip Dingers gets robbed, and we head to the bottom of the 5th. The Soultakers need to catch up here. Running out of time, only 6 outs to work with as they're down by 4. And Frank make that 5 outs to work with as Wes Yogurt will strike out Frank Battery. And we'll head to Juan Rojas, who tied this game up earlier in the 2nd inning with a big 2-run homer. We'll see if he can stay hot. He'll swing at the first pitch and foul it back. Wes Yogurt has regained a lot of control here in these later innings. And a base hit up the middle will keep Juan Rojas hot as he gets a single. And Wes Yogurt will lose some mojo. I believe he'll drop back down to neutral. But he is getting very tired now, and his day might be done. Snag Roper will come up for his 3rd at-bat of the game. Approaching the 60-pitch mark here for Wes Yogurt. And Snag Roper sends it into right center field. It's going to get down all the way to the wall. He is not fast, and he'll actually stay at first base, rounding third and coming home and scoring on that one. Oh my God, Juan Rojas rounding all the bases as he scores on the single from Snag Roper. I don't know how he couldn't stretch that to a double. I think he didn't want to run on the arm of Jose Tremendo. And so Jeb Jumps will now come up, betting 400. And right to Rip Dingers. He'll throw it to second. Annabelle Stokes will turn the double play to end the inning. If you are a Soul Taker, you hate to see it. At least we can say that Juan Rojas was hustling as he flew around the bases and scored on the single from Snag Roper to make this a 7-4 ball game. But we are headed into the top of the 6th, the last inning for the Soul Takers. The Apollos looking to try and extend their lead just a little bit more. Morton Stamberg got a base hit in his last time up, getting his mojo back, excuse me. He'll swing at a high pitch, loft it into right center field, and it's going to die. Hieronymus Jackson will chase that down. And Perry Quaker will come up. The first baseman with tier 3 clutch in a high-pressure situation. He will not be facing against Kendra Kerr. Instead, Joseph Broseph. Joseph, the 17th round pick for the Soul Takers, just after Kendra Kerr from the hot corners, has tier 3 composed. 0-2 count here, and he gets strike 3. So Joseph Broseph with a 100-mile-an-hour fastball will blow it past Perry Quaker for out number 1. Joseph with a 4-seam, a 2-seam, and a slider. gets a swinging strike there on the foul, and Jose Tremendo will look to keep this inning alive. Again, they want to add some more insurance to give as much cushion as possible for their pitching staff. Snag Roper, nice diving play, and not in time. Good hustle from Jose Tremendo. Will reach on the infield single, and that'll keep this inning alive a little bit longer. Now, Annabelle Stokes, who's tense right now, 1 for 2 with a walk. She's tense after getting caught stealing second base. In her last at-bat, she reached base safely and then ended the inning on a stolen base attempt. 1-2 count, 2 outs. Runner on first with decent speed. And 2-2 will foul this one off down the left field line. Doing it again. Annabelle Stokes sends one to deep left field. This one's got a charge in it. And no attempt to catch that from Buck Swiner as it bounces off the bullpen bench there. 374, and Annabelle Stokes, of all people, while tense, hits a 2-run shot, so they do get the insurance, making this a 9-4 ball game and making it a lot harder for the Soultakers to try and catch up in this one. But if you have a free booter bullpen, nothing's impossible. Joseph Broseph is now tense, going up against Stockton Brickhouse, another B+. Nice play from Bloop Michaels, diving up the middle, and Stockton, not the speediest dude, gets out there, but not before the Annabella Stokes 2-run homer to make this a 9-4 ball game. And these two teams just battling tooth and nail. Hieronymus Jackson 1 for 2 with a single. Oh, K Freakin gets brought in to replace Wes Yogurt, and Hieronymus Jackson immediately pops up to second base. Annabella Stokes will catch that for out number 1, so a missed opportunity there. Can K Freakin recover after her blown save in game 1? Has to face off against Grunt Manley, who's having a bad day, 0 for 2 today, yet to get a hit, or maybe 0 for 3. Fouls this one back, 1-1 count. And ball in the dirt, 2-1 now. Grunt takes strike 2. K Collector will activate for K Frequent, who's already tired. And there's strike 3, so she collects a K. Grunt Manley having a very bad day. And now here's Bloop Michaels, who's 0 for 2 today and needs to get something going. He's had Rally Starter activated in all of his at-bats. K Frequent might be her last batter, and it is, because she gets a grounder to first base in a 1-2-3 inning for the Freebooters closer. Great recovery after the brutal first game in which she blew the lead and the game. Here she will close it out for Wes Yogurt. Wes just kind of thanking God as he watches K Frequent walk off the mound. And what a ball game this was. Not as close as the last one, not as competitive as some of these other games in this tournament so far, but a big win for the Apollos, and it did go back and forth for a good amount of this game. 3 runs to start things off for the Apollos against Winnie Noel, and then the Soultakers responded right away in the second inning, but that big fourth just kind of broke things open, and the Soultakers just couldn't recover as West Yogurt settled in after that second inning. So 9 runs on 10 hits for the Apollos, 4 runs on 6 hits for the Soultakers, and this series is tied 1 apiece. For the Apollos, Stockton Brickhouse, another terrible game, 0 for 4 with 2 strikeouts, still hitless in the tournament. Teresa Ketchum, not much better, 1 for 3. She did score a run, but batting 167. Oakley Stiffs, 0 for 2. He did work a walk and then score a run, but batting 200. Those top 3 hitters right there are playing terribly. Add in Morton Stanberg there, who was 1 for 3 with a run scored, batting 167 so far through 2 games. And too many low averages on this team for the Apollos right now. Luckily, they have Guns Jackman, who's been very hot. His only hit was a big one in the first inning, that 3-run homer. His second homer of the tournament in 2 games. Rip Dingers stays hot, 2 for 3 with a run scored. He's batting .833, which is insane. And then we have Perry Quaker producing 1 for 3 with a RBI and a run scored. Tremendo 2 for 3 with a home run, 3 RBIs and 2 runs scored. And Annabella Stokes with a surprise 2-run homer at the bottom of the order. So big hit for her. She added that insurance at the end of the game when the Apollos really wanted to feel confident about bringing K Frequent back onto the mound. For the Soultakers, a much more quiet afternoon or evening. Snag Roper 1 for 3 with an RBI single that allowed Juan Rojas to score. 0 for 3 from Jeb Jumps. Geronimus Jackson 1 for 3. 0 for 3 for Grunt Manley. He's doing terrible, so he kind of matches Stockton Brickhouse on the other side. Blute Michaels was 2 for 3 or 0 for 3 today, excuse me, batting 286. He's been struggling. Swiner 1 for 2 with a double, and he came in to score. Henry Hamster, he got an RBI in a single or in a run scored. Pretty decent day for him, but 1 for 2. He's been a bit quiet. Frank Battery, not a good day for him. And then Juan Rojas from the bottom of the order, just as productive, if not, well, I guess about just as productive as the bottom of the order for the Apollos. 2 for 2 with 2 runs scored and a 2-run homer. So big day from the bottom of the order for both teams. Winnie Noel, not a good start. She did not look good today. The freebooter ace was not an ace on the mound. Winnie Noel went 3 innings, 3+ innings, giving up 6 hits, 6 earned runs on a 1 home run, 1 walk, and 2 strikeouts. Following her was Kendra Kerr, not too much better. 2 1/3, giving up 2 hits, 1 home run, and a strikeout. And then Joseph Broseph gave up the 2-run homer to Annabella Stokes, 2 hits, 2 earned runs, and 1 strikeout. Winnie Noel gets a loss. Wes Yogurt comes in, goes 5 innings. Really great start for him. Rocky's second inning was the only time he ran into trouble. He gave up 6 total hits, 4 earned runs, 1 home run, and 6 strikeouts. Kay Frequin, good recovery for her as she goes 1 inning and gets 1 strikeout. She faces the minimum in her appearance, and it was able to shut the door on any chance of the Soultakers taking any more souls in Game 2. So Jose Tremendo gets the first star here, Juan Rojas number 2, and then Guns Jackman number 3. Big game, and that shifts the tides back into neutral as the Apollos recover from their heartbreaking loss in Game 1 to win that second game and put this at a 1-1 tie in a 5-game series. So we'll head to the Apollos home park, which, forgive me offhand, I think at the Corral is where they're playing. So we'll see that, and we'll see, I believe, Nick Dieguez. Let me just double check that I have the right probables here. Give me one moment. It'll actually be Rhiannon Cannon, Rhiannon of the Moose, facing off against Angel Verde. Angel, the Freebooters' young 21-year-old starting pitcher. So that'll be your matchup for game 3, the next time we see the Soultakers and the Apollos. But next one up, we will watch the Centralia Blazers, who won in Game 1, face off against the Blue Rocks. Let's look at the probables for that one. The Centralia Blazers will send Kerwin Arches to the mound against, I believe, it'll be Slip Sauter for the Blue Rocks. Will take the mound, as you see there, but it won't be Wanda Dregler. It will actually be Kerwin Arches. So Kerwin of the Sandcats will go to the mound. Slip Sauter of the Moonstars will be facing off against her. So we'll see if Slip can do at least a little bit better than his ace partner, Alicia Woodrow, did in the last game, giving up 1 run and a tough loss for her. We'll see if the Blue Rocks can bounce back the same way that the Apollos just did. So another fun game, I think. I think this series has been going really well. The only thing I wish would have went differently is at least a closer game for the Chicago Dogs against the Blue Ox. But you know what? If everyone's enjoying this, even if my team doesn't do well, I can handle that. So thank you so much for watching. Looking forward to seeing you in the next one. We'll talk to y'all later. Bye, everyone.